If you're looking for a simple and easy way to analyze the US30 market, well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to share my entire breakdown of the US30 market for this upcoming week so that way you can take advantage of potential moves inside of the market. You're also going to learn my step-by-step analysis that includes my entries, my exits, and my profit target zones, and any other information that's going to help you better analyze the market. So here we are on the US30 market, and you can see for the most part that it's been roughly consolidating. Although I know from firsthand experience, some of the markets inside of the US30, so like Apple, American Express, and others, they've been moving quite a bit. And this past week was really great for me because I also trade those markets as well. So I just wanted to give you a breakdown of this particular market. So let's go ahead and start on the weekly time frame just to kind of get a bigger picture or understanding of what is happening. You can see that this market has been in a really strong uptrend for the past couple of years. Now we're going into that third year here really soon, and the market is really steep. So could the market potentially go up? Absolutely. Could it go down? Absolutely. So we are going to use technical analysis in order to figure out what could possibly happen from a technical analysis standpoint. So the first thing that I want to mark off is the highest high inside of this market. So this is at roughly 45,096. And the next thing that I want to mark off inside of this market, just clone that, is this support right here. Actually, I'm gonna pull it over. So I wanted to tap into this resistance level because it sold off, and then this resistance became support. So support right here, and this is at 43,350. And I think this is probably enough for the upcoming week. Although I probably want to draw one more just because I don't anticipate huge moves, but you just never know with these markets. So rather be safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and mark that off. So now I think this is really good, especially because now this is at 41.8, let's just say 45, and price is all the way up here at 44. It would literally have to drop thousands of points in order to get to this level. So obviously none of us want that, especially if we have stocks. So let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame. All right, so now we can see this with a little bit more clarity. We can see what's happening here. Price made a high, consolidated, and now it's looking like it's trying to reverse. So here's a nice support level right here. So what I want to do is actually drag this down to 43,255. And this is still kind of lined up with this resistance level, but since this area has the most recent price action, I want to focus on lining it up with this. And we may make further refinements on the lower time frames. So for right now, this level that we drew, I want to do the same thing. So I actually want to move it to about 41.7, let's just say 50, even though there's a little bit of gap from this consolidation zone right there. So this is looking good to me. Let's go down to the H4 time frame. All right, so now with a lot more data, now we can see very clearly this is still looking good. And there is one thing that I actually want to draw that's super obvious to me. I want to clone that level and then mark off another level. I want to say about here. So this is at 44,000, let's just say 500, mainly because we have a really strong resistance here when we have a bullish and a bearish candle right next to each other. That is our resistance level. And then if we look here, we have this bearish and bullish candle right next to each other. This is our support. We can see very clearly that price is rejecting this level. And then we have price heading to this level. Even though when the market opens up, it could do anything it wants, but I definitely wanted to mark off that level because breaking this level, and we'll get into that, but it'll signify something else inside of the market. So let's look at this zone right here. So for right now, I think I want to move this. Yeah, I'm liking this better. I want to move this down to 43,000 flat. Like, look how close that is. So I really like this level. And then I like this level right here. We're not going to touch it. We drew that on the last time frame and it is still looking good. So let's go to H2. Now with a lot more detail. I think I just want to leave that alone. Leave this alone. And this level, we could actually move it down a little bit. Now it's at 41.66, or actually 41.670, really close to that. So I definitely want to leave that. So let's go to the H1 time frame. All right, so now we can zoom in a lot. And you probably noticed that by this point, we have this really big range right here going from 44,500 all the way down to 42,994. So really close to 43,000. And obviously this is a really large zone to trade. So what I want to do is actually break this zone up. So let's just clone one of these levels. And then let's just find a good area. So off the bat, the area that I'm seeing is around here at 43,700, mainly because we have this consolidation area over here. And then if we look over to more so recent price action, then we can see all these levels or all these candles rejecting. So let's just zoom in so we can see that a bit better. All right, so here's the consolidation and rejection zone, and then here is the more recent rejection zone. And these are some really big wicks before price made this really big push up. So this is definitely a level that I want to mark off. So let's go ahead and see what this zone is looking like, because we could probably refine it. Yeah, a lot more. This is 802 pips, still a really large zone. So if we wanted to continue to break this down, which I actually do, because this price right here, where price is currently at, has the potential to come into the zone. And I want to find tradable areas for me to potentially take trades from. So if we're looking at previous market structure and this more recent market structure inside of this area, then one thing I would want to mark off, I'm going to use horizontal rays because they're easier to draw, but one thing that I do want to mark off is right here at 44,100, and let's just say 50, mainly because here we have a rejection here, resistance, rejection here. And then on this side, we do have a support. So let me zoom in so we can see that a little bit better. Okay, so here are these rejection areas right there, just to highlight them. 1, 2, and 3. And then we kind of have one here, even though there's a gap. So that is that. And then right here, we have a support that has formed. And then we have these really, really big wick candles. So that is making me feel comfortable about that level. And now we've basically split this zone into two different zones. And if you wanted to split it even more, you could possibly go, I wouldn't go lower than maybe the 30-minute time frame in order to find some other tradable areas. So anyway, so this is looking good. Okay, great. So now that we have our zones mapped out, let's come up with our game plan for this upcoming week. All right, so this whole area is totally messy. So what I would want to see, something that would make me comfortable with buying, is seeing price above this level right here of 44,843. You could actually round that up to 850 and you totally be fine. At least that is my belief for my own trading. So I'm going to mark this up here. And then one thing to pay attention to here is going to be this really big wick right there, because the fact that price came up, that at some point was a bullish candle, and then it closed as a weak bullish candle below this zone. That lets me know that this area you may have an issue with. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then the other thing that I see is, trading up to like here, this is like 60 points roughly. If that fits within your trading plan, then obviously this could be a potential idea. But ideally, I would want, to be kind of in this zone where it's almost 200 points. So that would be my trading idea, and then not going all the way up to the top, but basically going to previous highs, because that's usually what I like to target. And you can see that that zone is 45,000 almost flat. So with it being a really nice round number, it gives me a lot more confirmation in possibly using that. and then to the downside. So what I would want to see is, I mean, really I would want to see a break of this level right here at roughly 44,500. But a little bit more aggressive move could be right here. So, and then the idea would be, actually this level is 44,700 and let's say 25. But the idea here would be it broke it already, retest, continue sales. That would be the idea there. And of course, price could come back up here and, you know, do its thing. But that would be the idea that I would have right now there. And then let's measure this range. Okay, 200 and something points, definitely a lot. And then of course, if price continued to fall, then from here to here, this would be a good zone. But let's go ahead and look to the left. Okay, this is all clean. I know some people trade gap fills. It's not really my thing, but we do have this clean area right here for price to freely fall. So this will be my idea for the upcoming week on US30. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give this video a like, and then go ahead and let me know what you liked about this video in the comment section below, and I will see you next week.